Hello, everyone. It's me, Captain Blueberry Buckaroo, aka Lancer737, and I am visiting everyone's Equestria while giving some commentary about many things like news or just stuff I like or just anything. But before I started, I have some bad news. Purple Roselyn, she's one of the most popular people to play as Rainbow Dash, despite excluding the person that actually plays as Rainbow Dash on the show and the movies. Her dad just died, and she has a GoFundMe to go to his funeral. And she's always been extremely sweet to me. She's really nice, and I don't think she's the type of person to scam people. So I'm going to put a link down below. It might not be immediately when the video comes out, so I might have to recheck it for her GoFundMe for her father's funeral. And it's really sad that happened. Again, she seems like a really credible person to me. I've never known her to do anything. I'm just saying that just in case. I mean, I really don't think anything bad would happen, but just in case something bad did happen, I wouldn't want anyone to get hurt in this situation. But I'm pretty sure this is legit, and she's always been nice and honorable, and she's awesome. She does a lot of really great work. A couple of my videos, like one of my videos with people asking me what my favorite fiction was with different characters, one of the things I chose was a video that she did as Rainbow Dash, because she mostly does play as Rainbow Dash, but I think she does play possibly some other characters, but definitely Rainbow Dash primarily. It was her as Rainbow Dash doing the Purple Prince challenge, which like just about every single word or next to every single word in that challenge had the word purple in it, and it was hilarious hearing her play as Rainbow Dash doing the Purple Prince challenge, because she had Rainbow Dash in that video act extremely annoyed with all the time she was having to say purple. It was really good. But yeah, if you can help at all, I I think you should, just because of all the good stuff she's done for our community. I don't think she's ever paid for it either, and she's really cool. Anyway, I'm gonna go visit everyone's Equestria. Oh, and you may have noticed nothing's happened today because the update did nothing at all. But the good news is, maybe, if you can count it as good news, is supposedly it's supposed to come out tomorrow. But you never know. It might be when Generation 7 comes, when we're going to all be extremely old. We'll finally get the campaign for Generation 4. It'll be great. But trust me, by the time we get to Generation 7 will be really, really awesome. They'll go back to Generation 4, but it'll be with their children. And it'll be really cool. And then some of them will be immortal, like the princesses. And I don't know, maybe the main 7 will be immortal too, except for Spike. But because dragons age incredibly super ultra slow, they just get bigger and more powerful and more powerful and more powerful. It's not going to really matter to him, except for having close shots with him, and the rest of the cast will be difficult because he will be the size of all of Canterlot and Ponyville. So if they want to have shots in the screen with him and the main 6, or main 7 I should say, it's always going to be so far back that they look like specks of pepper next to his face or his arms. I am just kidding about all that, but you never know, it might actually come true, which would be kind of horrifying if it did. At least in my opinion. I there's a oh great, no, I don't want to buy gold. Thank you very much. Um, there's a running joke that whenever I say the phrase "wouldn't it be funny" or "it's gonna happen," something like that, it usually does happen like 60 to 70% of the time. A lot of crazy things would happen when I would do stuff like that. Like there was one time my friend got a new TV, brand new large TV, And I said, wouldn't it be funny if it caught fire? I mean, I was saying it sarcastically because I really wouldn't think it would be funny if something caught fire. Well, it caught fire. And if he hadn't woke up, because we were both watching movies and we both fell asleep, if he hadn't woke up, we actually would have died from smoke inhalation. It had lots of purple smoke coming out of it. Yay, my favorite color. Yay, I'm going to die with my favorite color. At least I get something out of it. Anyway, we're going to go try out Pinky Star, which looks like Rarity. Nope. I'm just kidding. Of course. What? Would you expect anything else? Photo Pants. Nope. Nurse Music. The best kind of nurse is the musical kind. Dusty Cake. We get to see Dusty Cake. Let's see what Dusty... This place looks really nice. They went hog wild with the flags, which is pretty cool, actually. To me, it doesn't look like they really used a unique design, but still is neat because you know it's just it adds a lot of character. You can imagine what it would mean to the ponies in Dusty Cake's specific pony universe. In fact, it could have to do with the history of the creation of their town, or possibly a plight that they survived involving a shortage of apples and other essential food, and they persevered, and the colors represent, I don't know, a royal family is involved, I don't know. Or it could just be that they like a lot of pink and blue flags, but they had more pink flags. You'll never know. But it's an interesting design. I like that they tried to make patterns with the party tiles and the regular dirtway piles. Oh my gosh, you got a lot of happy trees next to a very angry volcano. This is an explosive situation. Explosive! Explosive! But it's still pretty cool. Or hot. Oh, I take it back. I was about to say there is no such thing as a cool volcano. But would you be surprised to know that on the moon of Jupiter, Jupiter has actually lots of moons. Or was it Saturn? Uh-oh. I think it's Jupiter. I'm pretty sure it's Jupiter. One of the many moons of Jupiter, just one, Europa. No, Titan. The moon Titan. It actually has cryogenic volcanoes. It has a specific name that sounds very similar to volcano because vol, I guess, has something to do with heat. I would have to look at the Greek because a lot of the scientific names are Latin or Greek, mostly Latin. But it literally it has glowing blue liquid nitrogen that comes out of it. But for all intents and purposes, it still looks like a normal volcano, excluding that, and it's intensely cold, which is good because on the moon of Titan the moon, it actually rains methane, the stuff we use to power vehicles. So that would be incredibly catastrophic if it was hot. If you had something intensely hot on the planet, the whole planet would probably have a gigantic firestorm if something really hot got into its atmosphere. It's a very cold, desolate place, but very cool at the same time scientifically. I'm sorry to get off course talking about stuff like that, but I like this place. It's really cool. It has a lot of character to it. And you got the element of laughter activated and generosity. I didn't see laughter activated or honesty and so on and so forth. I'm assuming you're slowly building your way through the darkness and Nightmare Moon, which is going to be really difficult. I'm sorry about that. It's going to be a chore. Ooh, you got Trixie and Applejack. Well, you got a lot of cool ponies, and then of course Rainbow Dash. Sweetie Belle is hanging out with Rainbow Dash because she plans on being an alicorn someday, and she wants some flying tips, of course. And yeah, I like everyone here. Evil Rarity has stolen the spotlight. And there's Scootaloo dancing with everybody. Big Lebowski pony. Anyway, I definitely give this place 6 hooves of approval. Thank you so much for your... Wait, she wasn't like that before, and she has never shown up like that at all in my Ponyville. One of my viewers told me they actually found her, and they actually got rubies from her. And I am assuming that I can't, just because I have watched the ad. It says right there, watch ads. So I'm assuming that's why I can't activate it, because I always watch the ads. And I was about to give up because, actually I did give up. I gave up because I never see her like this whatsoever in my Ponyville. So I just was like, well, she's not going to come. Maybe it's just people are accidentally activating her early, or got her early. It's part of the new update. Well, yeah. I would know if I could get one or not if I had just waited, which regretfully I didn't. Anyway, happy. You know what? Forget it. This is not the Easter event anymore. This is the Happy Early Labor Day. This, I know it's an American holiday, but really it should be for anyone that has a military, or just people that have public service that helps protect other people and or cares for them. So this is going to be an early Labor Day My Little Pony neighbor edition, because it's just a bit too late for Easter, unless, of course, again, like I said, you're Catholic. Because unlike the other Christians, Easter is a 40-day holiday. It's not just the one day, which is pretty cool, really. Anyway, happy, incredibly late Easter or early Labor Day, Dusty Cake. I probably spent more time on that one place than any other place as of yet. Anyway, scrolling down, I don't really have very much more news MLP wise. I know if you guys are interested, Japan is really crazy about ponies, and I mentioned the manga, but did you know that they're making? Oh wait, I already mentioned this. Crap, I'm running out of important things to say, because I think I did mention statues. Yeah, they're making high quality $100 American dollar statues of the main six, and it's a human main six with the pony version as well. They look really, 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 really cool, and if I can, I'm going to get Applejack and Rainbow Dashes. Yeah, I think I did mention this. It sounds very familiar. And I think I've also mentioned this before, but I think it's odd that Hasbro's still having tons of new MLP merchandise come out, but the show is ending. That feels really cheap. Because, at least to me, the show is the most important thing. With comics and novels being just about as high tier as the show, and I guess in some ways higher. It depends, really. Some of those novels are really important because of the additional lore or continuation of stories that you don't see with those characters, which are very important and really cool. But anyway, let's check out Main Knight. That's a cool name, and I like that we're in level 57. 7 is the luckiest number. And this place looks even cooler. I like them all, but this place looks even cooler. I love all these incredible happy trees, and you got some happy lakes. It's groovy lakes, I should say. Happy trees, groovy lakes. Happy trees, groovy lakes. And they have a very similar design to that one Ponyville I went to before, where they have the elements surrounded. I'm assuming they're all surrounded. Or they're going to attempt to surround them. They actually haven't gotten too far, but they've spent a lot of time building up their Equestria, and it looks really cool. Like I said, I really, really like this one. This one is pretty close to being my favorite one out of all the ones I've seen so far. It looks really cool. I like the design for this. Can't really call it a gladiatorium, because that's really the raceway, or one of the raceways that you can get that's in Cloudsdale, which I hope they plan on continuing on further in the game series, and we eventually do get Cloudsdale. It would have been awesome having campaigns and stuff there and having more Pegasus ponies. That probably might be the only way we would ever get the Sombraverse version of the Wonderbolts, because I really love those really cool fighter pilot helmets that they get, and it's kind of a shame that Rainbow Dash won't have that helmet, but it's cool enough getting her because she looks really cool from the Sombraverse. And yeah, I really like this place, the design, layout, and all the foliage. I can't say it for some reason. Pony hinge. I don't mind where that is. It's decent. Looks cool. Everything's definitely cool here, and this one I'm gonna have to give 7 hooves of approval based on my favorite ponies here and the cool layout of it. Yeah, definitely seven hooves of approval. Thank you so much, Main Knight, for your hard work, and happy incredibly hyperspace late Easter or moderately early Labor Day. Wait, why isn't it going back? Please go back. Anyway, trying to think. There has to be something new that I had forgotten to mention to you guys that has to do with the MLP news. Well, I mean, so far, like I said, the only thing I've seen so far is they're making lots more merchandise, and I think I mentioned the manga. Oh, did you guys know that Barnes & Noble, and you can also get it on Amazon, has made a Pinkie Pie cooking book? You can literally get a cooking book that's MLP themed, and it's from Pinkie Pie's perspective, I believe. I do want to get that someday and bake everything in it at least once until I find something I like. And there's a rainbow cake on it, but I always thought it'd be really cool if, besides the fact you have all the rainbow colors on that cake, you made every color its own unique flavor. Like if they made a purple blueberry. I know you might get on me for not making blue blueberry, but blueberries are like super ultra dark navy blue with purple juice in it. So it's like, it could have been easily called a purple berry. And then you have blue. I would probably make that blue raspberry. And green apple, definitely green apple, or watermelon. Yeah, I would make that watermelon. And then no, I take it back. Make that green apple. Make it like a sour green apple. And then what would be next? Yellow. The yellow one, I would definitely make lemon. No, that doesn't work. Just make it green apple, because I think if you're gonna make it sour and sweet, it should alternate instead of having being like all the sour ones clumped next to each other. So just make it regular apple, and then lemon, and then the orange one. Well, great. I almost run into the same issue. I guess go ahead and just clump them together. Have it be a sour apple, lemon, orange, and then red. Red should definitely either be watermelon flavored or candy apple flavored, or cherry. I would have to think about it. It would be a toss-up. But yeah, definitely have all the different colors taste different. The only thing I've seen close to being like that was this very special Jello mold that was made. It was made to look like an actual watermelon, but they made it so every single color of it was a flavor. Like the seeds in it weren't actually seeds; those were little. And it was very hard to make, but they were small ducts of DUCTS of grape Jello. The green was sour apple. The red and pink, that was watermelon. They had white in it. I think white was coconut. White was either coconut or lime. Wait. Great. I went too far just because I was talking about food. Darn it. I'm sorry, guys. But it was really cool, and if you can find it, it was on YouTube. You should check it out. It was cool how they made it, and it looks really cool. And it seems like it'd be a really cool treat to have, like in the summer. Okay, Ruby Pants. Nope, they're looking for the Ruby Shoes. Spike Night. That's a great name. Actually, the one under it is also a great name. Photo Pants. Here's Photo Pants. And Photo Pants has a really awesome looking place. Oh, and I saw some comments on my channel that you got some of you feel bad about your place. Don't. Every single place I've gone to looks great because it's a nice look to see what everyone thinks or how they go about customizing their own Equestria. Granted, yeah, there will be places that look better than others, but there's merit to every single one of them, and it's an appreciation and a privilege to be able to see every single place because, again, it's interesting to see what someone may have gone through to think about why they wanted a tree to be where it was, or a flag to be where it was, or why they wanted dirt past where they were. Everything has character to it, and I like it. And there is the most ultimate of happy trees you'll ever see, next to Amethyst Star. So she's probably going to have a bad day. She's the one pony that is not allowed next to the greatest, happiest tree ever, and that is Amethyst Star. So likely the whole planet's going to explode, and that's the end of the series. But not really. Yeah, I like the layout, and there's Rarity's. I'm assuming that's part of Rarity's boutique where she designs clothes for alicorns. That or it's one of Twilight's things, and I don't know. I'm leaning towards Rarities, but you never know. And you have an advertisement popping up on my screen when it doesn't need to. Darn it. You got the hotel, and it has a nice kiddie area, play area, and it's very well decorated. I like where the layout is for everything. Starlight Glimmer, Evil Rarity, and some pair of sprites. You have activated the element of laughter, and the one of kindness has a candy cane next to it, which is pretty groovy. I actually wish I had a candy cane right now, like either a blueberry one or maybe, well, a watermelon. I have watermelon on the mind now that we've been talking about watermelons. I love watermelon. My uncle, he's, I guess you can call him a farmer. He farms. He has a farm, but that's not his primary thing. He is like a general manager of a business, like a really, really huge one. That or he retired. It's been a long time since I've seen him, but like he grows yellow watermelons. Like the inside is yellow, not the outer shell or protective case, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, those yellow ones, they're pretty cool looking. I don't remember them tasting different though because it's been such a long time. But I want to say that if it does taste different, it's sweeter. It more often than not, when you run into the odd shaped colored fruits like the white cherries or well, black cherries too, yellow watermelon, so on and so forth, usually they're sweeter, but definitely white ones. The white ones are definitely the sweetest ones. That's why they're also the most expensive one. Red ones, you know, the red ones are classic cherries. But something interesting to note, did you know that a lot of the fruits that we have been orchestrated to grow the way that they do or did because of breeding with different pollens and plants and specific locations. Like, did you know that strawberries, when they were originally found, they were much smaller, but they were much sweeter? And the reason they are the way they are now is because at the time when they were engineered this way, naturally engineered, if you want to call it naturally, as opposed to using actual, beakers and tubes and chemicals, they figured more fruit over taste it was the thing to do, and that's what they ended up doing. That's why strawberries actually, despite how sweet they are, they used to be much, much sweeter, but much smaller too. Anyway, I'm sorry for going off course again. Applejack. This place is really cool. Definitely 6 hooves of approval. Really cool place. Happy, incredibly, and super late Easter photo pants or moderately early Labor Day photo pants. Thank you for your work, and I hope you're having a good look in the game. Oh, I noticed that there was a comic book cover for My Little Pony that had a Twilight dressed very similar to Trixie, and they were doing a magical duel. Makes you wonder what's happening in that story. I really need to get my hands on every single comic because most of the comics in the MLP series are really good, with some of them being like ultra fantastic. There's been very few of them that I have read or seen that turned out being meh. Um, One of them being, unfortunately, a Princess Luna slash Spike one. On the cover of it, it's very epic. It has Princess Luna with a spike hanging onto her hind leg, and she looks very aggressive and angry, and she's fighting a red dragon that is, if you use a Dungeons and Dragons 3rd edition or 2nd edition scale, she's fighting a dragon that it would be considered a rim. The only thing bigger and more powerful than a rim dragon is a great rim dragon. To give you an idea of how big a great rim dragon, or I should just say adult dragon. Adult dragons are like halfway between, well, hatchling and great rim. An adult dragon is about the size of how big we saw Spike when he became an adult. Yeah, that's how big it was. And she was battling it, and it looked really awesome, so I got it. And nothing at all like that happens in the comic. It's cool seeing her team up with Spike and seeing that they have a friendship that they don't explore much in the series up until season 9, which I thought was really cool. Darn it, I went further back than I should have again because I was talking. I'm sorry, guys, but she's trying to discover. She's trying to discover. She's going to discover and scrub things at the same time. She's trying to discover who is burning things a lot in the town that they're in. It's not Ponyville, and she assumes it's a dragon, which it would be a good assumption because it's one of the few towns in a pony location where there is a giant group of dragons living nearby. And she thinks that it's one of them, and it turns out, through the storyline that it's... Sorry, Shining Pie. If they find out it's a magical creature that's a magic slug that sets things on fire with its slime. But it was just, if they'd been honest, I probably would still like the story, and I do like the story, but it's like you shouldn't make the cover art look way more epic than the actual story is. They should make the cover art reflect what's going to actually happen in the story, not just be like have a comic book where you see Luna and Celestia battling. It's like, this is our final battle. There can only be one sister to rule all of Equestria. And it's like epic, and you see purple magic flying everywhere from Luna, and then yellow and white magic flying from Celestia, and like the moon in the center exploding and stuff. And then you get in there, and it's all about like Celestia needing a dress for the ball, and Luna's like irritated, so she purposely puts herself to sleep, and they can't wake her up. Something like that. Anyway, this is really nice, and it looks like they've made their way and activated the element of magic. It looks like generosity is too. Sometimes it's hard to tell with generosity. The most epic happy tree ever. Brought to you by Lancer 737 and 10 Pandots. I probably mispronounced that and I'm going to die, but it was all in the name of science. Anyway, I'm assuming they are very close to finishing the Nightmare Moon campaign because I don't see Princess Luna. Do see Starlight though, and that's epic. Oh, and you got Trixie, or Trixie's hat at least. Maybe it ran away from her. You never know. Never know. Never know. Never know. Never know. Never know. And I like the layout of it. It's very reminiscent of my original Ponyville. Got Spitfire. Got her name. Oh, and the male Pegasus I was talking about last time when we were talking, that Rainbow Dash might like. Well, I think she does like. It's just I don't know if she actually is going to date him or not. It was Soren. But yeah, I like all the Wonderbolts. Now, getting back to what we were talking about right here, I don't think they have finished the Nightmare Moon story arc because I don't see Princess Luna anywhere. And if they have finished it, they didn't know that she's hidden in the loot box, or item box, I should call it. Utility box. And if need be, I'll show you at the very end of this video what that is, what I'm talking about, because I could be using the name incorrectly. And there's Rarity's mom again. Anyway, this is a pretty cool place, and I like the design of it. Definitely solid 5 hooves of approval, and happy incredibly late Easter or moderately early Labor Day. So anyway, yeah, they don't have too many comics where they do that in My Little Pony, but it was just such a shame that it would have to happen with my most favorite character from My Little Pony. Spike is extremely high up there for out of all my favorites. In fact, I almost want to say he is tied for second, possibly tied for first. Possibly. He is pretty awesome, and I think I've mentioned this before, but I really, really love purple dragons in the series. Or any series. If there's a dragon and it's purple, that is my favorite dragon. The lore that they make for purple dragons nowadays, Nowadays, though, they have a lot of very unique but very similar attributes they share between series. It doesn't matter if it's related or not. Usually, a purple dragon, when you have a purple dragon, it will usually be the most powerful one. It will usually have breath weapons that are laser based that are purple themselves. Spike is an exception, but Spike is also still the only one that can teleport things with his own fire or burn it. So he is still very unique compared to other dragons, and I would almost suspect that the other purple dragons in his series, however rare they are, they should be able to teleport things too. We may never know. I don't think they've ever explained how or why he's able to do that. Okay. Anyway, main star. Nope. Blossom music. We get to see Blossom music. And Blossom Music's place looks pretty cool. Looks like they are still trying to make their way towards the elements. And the most epic and happy tree ever. Not bad spot for it. They got a lot of rocks, which looks cool too. I've mentioned this before. It adds a lot of character, and they will look really awesome during Halloween. Unless, of course, all the different settings that they have ruined the ability for the rocks to be decorated during Halloween like they should normally be. Which that would be a shame. Hopefully they would add a Halloween background so that it all has a Halloween theme and Halloween music. Because I would not want Halloween to disappear. It kind of sucked that that only Ponyville has Christmas slash snow skin as well. I'm gonna miss it snowing in every single other place because it just looks weird when you put up a spiked snowman and it's, in the middle of a very dry apple field. There's no snow. Granted, I guess you could say Celestia or Luna or anyone used their magic to make the snow everlasting. So it could be 5 million degrees out with the sun reflecting down on it with a magnifying glass that's being channeled with lasing material and lasing ruby rods and a nuclear accelerator, and the snow will not melt. But of course, all the apples, they're done. They're epically done. They're baked. They're beyond baked. You can use all the apples. If any of them haven't vaporized, you can use them as a softball in a baseball game. Or maybe a cannon shell. Anyway, this is a pretty cool place. I like the design. I like it that Trixie's place technically is in the center of Ponyville. Trixie finally got what she wanted. Evil Rarity! That's not what she wanted, though. What she wanted was to be the center of attention, and she can't be more so than here at Blossom Music's Ponyville because her stages are right there next to a really groovy lake. A groovy one that is full of all of her treasure. She hides it all down there. So eventually it's all going to overflow. They're going to be like, why is it overflowing? She's like, the great and powerful Trixie doesn't deal with lakes. It's your problem. And then the water will all be gone. They'll see giant sacks of gold and rubies. And they're like, why did you ruin the lake, Trixie? She's like, the great and powerful Trixie doesn't need to explain to the commoners why I ruined their lake. And then they come after her with pitchforks. She's like, I take it back. The great and powerful Trixie just thought it would be a great and safe place to put one's gold. You can't have your house burned down and lose all your money if it's all in the lake. Please don't get me with the pitchforks. Okay, anyway, I like this place. Oh, that's a really cute rainbow dash. Anyway, this is a very groovy place. I give it... That is such a cool location for Trixie's place. 6 O's of approval. Definitely 6. Almost 7. Just because I love it that you put it... It literally is the center of town. Trixie's place is in the center of town. In Blossom Music's world of My Little Pony, Trixie got what she wanted. She is the biggest, hottest thing of Ponyville, and she is the center of town. All of commerce comes through her. She's the one that's making the most money. She runs everything in this Ponyville. This is a very great and powerful town. You did an awesome job, Blossom Music. Happy, incredibly extra Trixie Great Easter, or an incredibly amazing Labor Day to you. If we can go back anytime. It's acting up again. Now, another thing I was going to point out, if you notice, you probably can't now since it's blurred now, but all the rocks turned into mushrooms in Discord's place, and that looks really, really cool too. I like all the changes. I might just keep it on Discord's, at least for a really long time. Definitely not during Halloween. Definitely not during Christmas. But for the rest of the year, I might. Just because how epic it is. What is your guys' favorite backgrounds in all the different places? For me, it's for Ponyville. Out of all of them, including the ones that you can't choose, well, it's definitely going to be the Halloween ones. And then in Canterlot, it's definitely nighttime theme. I love the nighttime theme there. In fact, I would definitely like to get the sunsetting theme for Ponyville, but Discord is just so cool. I don't know. And then I also want to get the Ancient Days background theme for Sweet Apple Acres. It looks pretty cool having all those dragon designs, and the colors change dramatically too. The only drawback to it is it looks like there is no campaign, full-blown campaign that comes with that one, which is kind of sad. Anyway, we're going to try out Berry Knight. And Berry Knight has an epic picture and an epic name for their thing. And it's unfortunate because we can't go. Princess Cookie. I know a Princess Cookie, and that's also a pretty cool name. Randolph Daisy. That's a very interesting name. I actually kind of like that one too. And what we got here is, and I'm assuming just because how narrow the starting location is, I bet you they went straight for all the elements, or at least attempted to. And it does look pretty cool. In fact, not only does it look cool, it looks partially familiar. Oh, and we got DJ Pony's place back to where it normally would be in most places I had visited in the early parts of the game. Evil Rarity is dancing with Twilight. This can't be. No, I'm not putting up with it. Stream over. Anyway, that's a pretty cool design. That's an interesting choice. Having the shield on the lake, that is a very important miniature island to have that shield on. It is the last line of defense, excluding the fact that Ponyville is also in this location, unless it's the bad part of Ponyville, which it might be, because apparently there's dragons here. All depends on the dragon. Oh, it's the pink one. Honestly, can't remember if the pink one was bad, but my instincts lean towards yes, that the pink one was bad. Or Fuse. I think that's more Fuse. It's closer to Fuse. Anyway, I like the design. It's very interesting to see that they branched out the way they did. Maybe they are not. In fact, I'm now definitely seeing this. I want to say they probably weren't primarily heading towards the elements. They were just building off to build off to make a very unique Ponyville, and I definitely like the design. The design of it. I like the placement of all the trees and the various different kind of trees that they have, and the layout of their place. It's interesting that the walkway is double thick here. And the hotel, yeah, that makes sense putting it there. And you just got a lot of epic stuff here, and the design looks really nice. I would have to give it 5 hooves of approval. I really like it, and thank you very much for your hard work, Randolph Days. In fact, I think I'm going to stop it here, just because my throat, it's not feeling too good. Well, I'm not going to get into it. It's just kind of meh. You know, I'm not seeing her anywhere at all. It's been a while since I've actually seen Rarity's mom in my Ponyville. And clicking on the house where she lives doesn't seem to help. It almost seems like if I want to access that thing, I have to actually find her and then click on it. Wish there was something I can do I can't talk to do so I can just go straight to her. Actually, you know what? I kind of wonder if one of the reasons why I don't see her. No, I take it back. I don't think she would be accessible. I was gonna say I think maybe it's because maybe she's on a quest, and maybe that's why I don't see her, especially since that seems like a special thing with her, with having that icon over her head and being able to collect rubies from it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Celestia definitely did, didn't you?
Will you accept my friendship?
Will you accept Princess Celestia's friendship? That is the most important question you'll ever get. Do you accept Celestia's friendship? No, I don't accept it. Get off my lawn, Celestia. You stole my cake and you stole my butter, and you're not welcome here no more. You need to limit yourself greatly. Because it's not nice to steal people's food. Of course, I'll be your friend. Anyway, oh, that dragon just waved at us. Is that a sign that we're close to finding Rarity's mom? Probably not, because I have no idea. This place is just too big to find her. It's just so weird that. Well, I guess it wouldn't be so weird since I have my capacity maxed out. So that's kind of an odd thing, I guess, to have just said. See, there's Sky Stinger. I love Sky Stinger, and he is a spoof of Maverick from Top Gun, which I've said before. But I had to point that out again because he is just that awesome. He is definitely. He might be my favorite Wonderbolt, which is kind of odd to say because I don't know if I can say I like him more than Rainbow Dash, but as far as Wonderbolts go, he's probably my favorite one. And I wish we could have seen him dressed up like Rainbow Dash in the Somberverse. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. And I hope you're having a good weekend. And we should be playing the campaign tomorrow, but you never know. Could be till the year 30,000 that we play the campaign. Anyway, take it easy.